Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Alright? Y'all seen I came with both of them. And you know, it's one or the other. It's one for the live, it's one for the videos. But this time, I'm coming with both of them. Because this a real one. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Look, right? This literally just happened, like not even 30 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? Just being all the way 100% with you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I told this story a few months ago in my videos about how a 12-year-old tried me when I was 18. And then I just went live about it not even 2 weeks ago. So I did the video and a live on it, you know, talking about this specific person. Now, in the live, I covered the story of the 9-year-old that tried me when I was 15. And then the 12-year-old tried me when I was 18. So if you want to see, you know, my video on that, go to my live, check out my live. The title is, have you been tried by a minor while you were a teenager? You know what I'm saying? This is what we're here to talk about today. That 12-year-old that I was talking about, named Tansy. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all how she was like a cousin, other cousins from my old hood, West Warren. I said I caught the bus over there. You know what I'm saying? I went up to the door. She was bogarting the door, wouldn't let me in, none of that. You know what I'm saying? My cousin came out, told her who I was. She, oh, that's him, blah, blah, blah. After that, her whole attitude changed about me. Within the next hour, she was trying to grape me. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You feel me? Real life. I'm 18, she 12. And she was trying to get me. Like, it wasn't no stopping her. She was trying everything she could to give me some, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I don't fuck with kids. That ain't my thing, you know? So I had to get away from her. I went and hid in this little abandoned car we had behind the house and everything, you know what I'm saying? To get away from this girl, you know? Like, it was crazy like that. So, with her that I'm talking about, right? I haven't seen her since then. I was 18, I'm 35 now. You know what I'm saying? So, what was that? 17 going on 18 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was at this store, right? And as I'm leaving the store, it was a Myers. So I'm putting the groceries in the car. While I'm putting the groceries in the car, I look up. When I look up, it's a car pulled up in front of the car that I was in. You know what I'm saying? Like, the car that I was in was parked this way. The car that I'm talking about came this way and like parked like right in front of the car that I was in, right? So when I looked up and I seen the car like blocking the car that I was in, I'm like, you know, what the fuck is this? You know? It was a light-skinned girl. She had rolled down the window and she looking at me. She like, you look so familiar. I don't know who she was. I didn't know who she was. She didn't look like Tansy, you know. Mind you, this 17, 18 years later, you know. She did not look like her. She looked like a completely different person. So when the girl was saying I look familiar, I'm like, I don't know. So she like, what's your name? This is an alias name I use to everybody. I say Jay, you know, because everybody act like they know who I am. So I just always throw Jay out there when somebody go, oh, I think I know you, look familiar. What's your name? Jay. That's my name. You know what I'm saying? So I hit her with Jay, right? She like, you got a cousin named Jasmine? Everybody got a cousin named Jasmine. Be a little more specific. She said, Jazzy. I'm like, yeah, that sound about right. You know, my cousin, her name Jazzy, you know. She like, you don't remember me from Northfield? Soon as she said Northfield, boom, it was like that light bulb in my head exploded. That motherfucker said, poof. Like, this her. This Tansy. You know what I'm saying? Soon as she said Northfield, I'm like, Tansy? She like, yes, it's me. Oh my God. She hop out the car, gave me the biggest hug. You know what I'm saying? We hugged, we talked. We like, damn, that's crazy. You know, how you know it was me? You know? She like, well, by the time you came out the store, because I was far away from where I was parked at. You know what I'm saying? So I had a nice little walk to the car. You know? She like, as soon as you came out the store, I was riding past. And she was like, I seen you, you know? And she was like, I just knew that was you. So she was like, I had rolled all the way around this parking lot. She was like, I followed you for like 3 lanes, you know, like how you go through the lanes in the grocery stores, you know, before you park. She like, I went through 3 lanes looking at you, trying to make sure it was you. So she said by the time you got to the car, she was like, I knew it was you, you know. Nothing but good vibes, good energy. You know what I'm saying? We chopped it up for a minute. We pieced it out. You know what I'm saying? My message behind all this, and mind you, this is a true story. This ain't nothing made up, and this literally just fucking happened, you know? And I'm only speaking on it because I literally just went live about this not even 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, 17, 18 years later, this same person find me and bump into me. You know what I'm saying? So my message behind this, right, is do right by people. When you do right by people, it always come back around for you. You know what I'm saying? What you mean by that, Mr. Roll-Up? What good did you do by her? Let me elaborate real quick. I saved her some type of trauma. You know what I'm saying? Now, I told you she was 12 years old and she was already into that. So that means that she been traumatized by older guys around her, seducing her to do things that she probably really didn't want to do at that time. But she was accustomed to the lifestyle because of the type of guys that was around her that was traumatizing her, you know, touching her, playing with her, doing stuff like that. Which is why she was so comfortable and open up to me like that. Like, hey, don't nobody got to know, because that's what she went through. You know what I'm saying? So with me being a good person and saving some of that trauma, maybe it might have turned her life around after that. You know, maybe she started looking at things differently. Like, hey, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this with men. Maybe I am supposed to be the kid that I am. Just maybe, you know. Maybe she went and got some therapy, you know, then met some people that, you know, healed her, you know, through that process that she been going through over time, because she done been touched as a kid. She done went through this type of stuff as a kid, you know. And who knows, just my situation with her alone might have changed her whole outlook and made her look at things differently. Her whole energy, everything about her was completely different as of today. She was so positive and happy. It was crazy, you know. So with me, everything was natural. It was cool. It wasn't no dull moment. It wasn't no funny feeling. It wasn't none of that, you know. She was genuinely happy to see me, you know. To be honest, she looked like she wanted to take me down again. You know what I'm saying? Like she wanted to do what she did the first time. Like she wanted to do that again. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, this 17, 18 years later, you know. But like I said, with that, let me flip it this way. Just to say, if I was another one of them guys that went along with she was on and did that with her, and she seen me as of today, who knows what she would have been on. You know, she probably could have called the police on me, you know what I'm saying, and said I did something to her as a kid. She probably could have called one of her homeboys, you know, and followed me to where I was going. Then y'all probably be hearing about me on the news. You know what I'm saying? Or she probably could have just hopped out and dumped me up. Just for trauma bonding her like that as a child. And now she see me as an adult. So here's the thing, right? Your face don't change. It's been 17, 18 years. My body didn't change. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grew up. I got facial hair and all of this, and she still recognized me. And it wasn't like me and her was face to face and she like, oh, you look familiar. She literally drove past me and was like, damn, that's him. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine if I would have did some wild shit with her back then. You know what I'm saying? She probably would have a whole different outlook on me as of today. But that just go to show you what being a good person is and doing the right things that you supposed to do and take the right steps. Because it might have been a temporary feeling that probably would have felt good at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. But here it is, almost 20 years later. I would have been regretting it. And she rolled past me and she seen me. She probably would have had this hatred in her mind all over again. Damn, I just saw this nigga that did some wild shit to me when I was a kid, even though I'm the one that tried him. But it's the whole fact that she was a child and I was an adult. I knew better, so I wasn't supposed to be doing that anyway. A lot of things could have went wrong if I would have went ahead and carried out what she was on at that moment. But since I didn't, God spent the block for me. And he showed me what being a good person do for you. Because when something bad could have happened to me today, if I would have did anything besides what I did to that woman 18 years ago, if I would have did anything besides that, it ain't no telling what the outcome of today could have been. But because I stood 10 toes, even though I could have pulled her in the room and got slobbed up or whatever, this not right, And again, maybe it might have kicked in her mind from that day forward. And maybe she might have had changed. And maybe she don't, mess around like that no more. This is what being a good person do for you. It always come back around. It always spin the block for you. And that's exactly what happened in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Me being a good guy and telling her at that time, hey, this ain't right. No, this ain't it. And her seeing me almost 20 years later, she had the best type of energy for me. So that alone let me know that what I did for her, it did something for her. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever faced with these type of challenges, stand 10 toes, man, because you could look up 20 years later and that same person could be thanking you for something that you backed out of what they wanted to do with you. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.